Ahoy there, and welcome to another log of what is this? The Madam Laneverse. I am your resident madam. And this is just gonna be a quick and dirty episode because I've been a mess. Didn't post it all in February. And decided to wait until the day of filming to finally move 350 videos off of the phone that I typically record on, and that's been taking an hour for it to upload onto Google Drive. So it is what it is. I'm going to keep this short since I'm not doing any editing. I don't feel like putting any editing blah 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 on this, getting shit set up. So this is a straight shot getting into polyglottism. It's always me looking in the right camera or whatever. But polyglottism, learning multiple languages. I've been half-assing my way through Japanese since I was 10. Started in middle school, went to high school for it. Couldn't figure out how to do what I wanted to do with a strong enough backbone, and went to college for it. Went to high school, went to college for it, got my degree in it. Didn't really know what else to do. The thing was, Elena, get a government job. And I'm just like, I guess. And apparently that takes real effort. And I'm just like, why am I putting in like some real effort doing more shit I don't want to do? That's all school was. And then most of life was like I don't know, just the motherfuckers I was around. And exist in the world now as a 34-year-old. It's just like, you gotta go through life doing shit you don't want to do. And I'm just like, bro, that sounds like it sucks. Which is why this channel exists. So, getting back into the flow of Japanese things, I can't go hard like I had done a couple years ago that got me to fluency, which was the all Japanese, all the time method by Katsumoto. Link will be in the description. As well as the JAL-up method, the Japanese level up method, where you use language study as a turn into a game kind of deal. It is making things mostly in the language, whether it's your phone, music, everything that you interact with goes in that language. I'm not doing that this month for March. Going to do that for April. I want to read a bunch of fiction books because I've been in business book land, self-help book land, all that types of content. And I'm like, look, I'm the greatest. Fuck that. I don't feel like reading this shit anymore. This feels like fucking school. Which to me is like, what the fuck is the point of me starting my own business, doing my own art thing, and I'm doing school? And I hate that shit. So I'll get back to the business books in like a couple months or whatever the fuck. Otherwise, I found there's summaries. There's all kinds of other shit on YouTube, podcasts. I can get all that dilly-dally and whatever the fuck. So anyway, these are a bunch of translated short story books by Banana Yoshimoto, Maruki Hurakami, and Murata Sayaka, which I'm really feeling her. I'm reading this book, Convenience Store Woman, which is like kind of, I'm picking up what she's putting down. So I'm into the Japanese book. It's just a different perspective. It's like, being a black person, having studied languages or studied Japanese, like, and having my interests, like, oh, you're less of a black person. And like, oh, you're a fucking moron. Like, it's so stupid. And all of that being said, I don't feel like reading black woman books because I'm tired of reading about a struggle that I live and coexist with. I don't want to be in that fucking bubble, bruh. I like feeling good. And it helps me to tell my stories and how I want to explore storytelling. So getting into how I'm studying Japanese, I'm using this book, Shadowing, which is for intermediate, advanced level, which is that's where I left off. So it's basically, I'm illiterate I'm not fluent because I haven't been interacting with the language. So this is like 10 minutes of study a day where you're repeating the dialogue that you hear in the book and you mimic it. You learn all the vocabulary, stuff like that. And kind of adjusting my algorithm so Japanese comes up. Like I do get some Japanese ads. I follow Japanese accounts on Twitter. I have some Japanese accounts that come through on TikTok and YouTube and on Clubhouse, get into Japanese rooms. So I'm gradually like adding it into my life and also aligning it with my career in cannabis and now communications. But mainly on the cannabis side of things, I am taking in a lot of Twitter accounts, and there are like 2 or 3 Japanese YouTube channels I follow, and the people I come across them on Twitter, I follow them on Twitter. I'll share that in like a follow-up video when I make some actual effort. But I'm also learning Spanish. So this is Fahrenheit 451, which I have never read in English or encountered it. But it's at the library. Shout out to the Baltimore County Public Library. They got some cool shit. They expanding. It's crazy. They got a budget. But this is the Espanol of Fahrenheit 451. I'm still working out a schedule to like read like a page a day, which I'm not gonna understand any of this shit, but it is what it is. I am starting to make connections in the Latin community, Hispanic, I don't think it's correct, Latinx. I'll get it right in time. But getting involved with that community, making those connections on Clubhouse, following a YouTube channel that helps with teaching Spanish. And then the intersection of Spanish and Japanese, I follow a podcast or listen to a podcast that is a Japanese woman teaching Spanish, and she has like a transcript. So, not getting too in depth with how I'm using that for study material. It's mostly just exposure and input, but mainly exposure this month until I really get into the weeds of it in April. Oh yeah, and I'm using Duolingo for learning Spanish, which then goes into my aspirational for this year, because I do want to get, it's like I could be fluent or conversational. I feel like I could get fluent in Spanish. I'm kind of okay with settling for conversational in Japanese for this year, because I don't really have any major career goals, whereas like with Spanish, I want to actually go to Mexico and go to Latin America and interact in these communities. And it's like, I'll go to Japan, but it's not the same as like deciding to live somewhere just yet. But as an aspirational, I have been wanting to learn Korean and Japanese. This is a Japanese book that teaches just a lot of introductory Korean phrases. And I got this before I got into Duolingo, because Duolingo actually offers Korean that can be taught, that you can learn in Japanese. So I'm gonna do that. And I bought this in the realm of art books. This is an anatomy book by this dude Taco, who is, I think, pretty renowned in the art world on Instagram for this book. And maybe he has another one of teaching anatomy and poses and stuff like that, but it's Korean. So it's like I get to, when I get around to it, read all this, practice my reading in Korean. And I do follow a couple Japanese accounts that are teaching Korean and dabbling in, poking my head into the Clubhouse rooms that have Korean. Follow a couple Koreans on TikTok. Again, just so that when I'm ready to make the jump, I got something to commit to. But yeah, so I got this, got up to 10 minutes with no editing. You may or may not be interested. I may re-record this or circle back add some more juice to it later, but I just wanted to get this video out. So, what do I usually say? Like, I forget. Like if you picking up what I'm putting down, if you're enjoying the Laneverse, the free realm of my realm of a free madam. I gotta describe what that means. But yeah, like it if you're feeling it. If you ain't liking it, go to hell with you. And comment wisely, share with love, consider subscribing, and I will see you on the 18th, where I am covering cooking, the art of cooking.